Why, hello there. I'm going to turn down this music just a little bit. Greetings and salutations.
You're gonna make one swell bear.
Fire Dragon, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I was going to look for a thing. So while I do that, I guess, how is everybody doing? Let me get this a little better in the frame there. Okay. Let's start drawing stuff. Oof. I think I'm gonna want... Well, first I need to start with a square, because that's what this is for. Maybe like here? That feels fine. And actually, let me make that its own layer, so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so we need like a little bean here. Oh, but what if I just make this a bear? I think that's more fun. So we really need to... Let's bring that down a little more. Bring that over here a little more. I need this to be... as if on a ground plane. Though not actually. Something like that, I guess. Maybe more like that. That's fine. Actually, let me bring this down a little bit more. Something like here. Let's put this kind of like here. And I can maybe get some over there. What's that? 5? 5 works, I think. don't know if you guys can hear the music at all or not. I turned it down and now it seems like it might be too low. It's not that important. Let's move this over a little bit more, like here-ish. I'm trying to think about, oh, I'm making a thumbnail for YouTube, by the way. I put all my old streams up there, and the auto-generated thumbnails are not the best, so I'm making my own. So I'm trying to remember stuff like the time shows up here usually. There's usually like a thing that goes up here, and a thing that goes down here. And this is going to be like where the finished drawing goes. But I want this little bear friend.
You're gonna make one
To be
swell bear.
Carafe, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But I want this little bear friend to be like, you know, the Will Smith pose? That's what I want. That's what I want here for this friend. Oh, I can turn that off. I don't really need that. Okay. So let me try this again. We want like a... I don't like those toes, so I'm not going to bother figuring them out right now. So it kind of comes down like this. Ah. Maybe? I think the problem with this face is that it's not facing the correct way. So I'll go with like this. Like that. And it's more of like a straight on kind of thing. I think I can bend this leg a little bit more. Oh. Oh, and I think maybe if I make this a little, no. My thought was maybe if I make that a little more straight, it will sort of read the pose that I want, but it doesn't really do anything. Just kind of makes it weirder. Let's maybe trim that down a little. And let's make our teddy bear friend a little more huggable. Rico, hello. How are you? We doing thumbnails today.
And you're gonna make one swell bear.
Russian drawl, thank you for the follow. Maybe having it like less exaggerated might also be funny. As if the bear's just kind of like standing here. That could be silly. I do like the shorter legs though, so I think I'm gonna trim this down a little. Witch Queen, yes. I will in fact be playing the Witch Queen when it comes out. I have already pre-ordered. Destiny is one of the few games that I will pre-order these days because it's like, I know I'm gonna play this dang game even if it's bad. So I may as well just buy it. More like that. I don't know, something missing about having that little, just that one little kick in there. I think that might be good actually. I'll give him like some stars or something. Magical. Actually that can probably stay where it is. Let's figure out some text. Probably want like a larger D here. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we need 4. Which means I can just do half and then half again. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Well, here's the 1. So now we just need 5. So here, like that, I guess. Micah, hello. Now you guys get all get to see how awkward I am at doing anything remotely hand-drawn as far as text is concerned. What if I just make them like eyes emoji? I'm gonna bring this L down so that I can stack the E on top. I've decided I don't want this S. I want like more of a this S. Like more of a Street Fighter versus S, you know? But that also means I kind of should probably get rid of that D the way it is. And let's bring this a little closer. Raito and Maximus, hello. My day has been alright. I hope yours has been good as well. This D needs to match. So we'll bring this in a little more. Today we are making thumbnails for YouTube. Because I don't like the auto-generated ones when I post all of my old streams there. And I think this needs to lean a little more to go with everything else. Or like that, I guess. This has become much more action-packed of some text than I expected, to be honest. I blame the S. Let's just do some subtraction for this to figure that out. want this a little closer. Do not be sorry. But yes, I have a YouTube channel. It is basically nothing but past streams at this point. Maybe I'll do something more with it someday, but Twitch has like a limit on how long it'll let you keep the old streams on it. And I was like, I have this YouTube account that I'm not doing anything with. Let's put the old streams there. Want this to be a little bit lower. This is why I always just use like fonts that are like a thing. Because having to do this by hand is such a huge pain. I spelled it wrong. EA, not AE. What's wrong with you? Turnip, hello. Lax, hello. Got all the friends in here today. Part of me wants to spell stream wrong, but I know I'll get comments about it if I do. And I don't want to deal with that forever. I want to spell it with 2 E's. I think it'd be fun. But then I'll just get actually all the time. Stream is spelled with an A. It's like, I know that was the joke. And ain't nobody got time for that, you know? This has become longer than I wanted. Time to shorten. It's still a little bit long, but that's fine. And we want our eyes emoji to be looking at the drawing. And I can't have this kind of plopped on here like I wanted, unfortunately. So I'll do the next best thing and just make it a very short tail on the L. I think that's what it's called for L's. I don't remember. Something like that. I'm still not sold on this S. Oh, what if I do... what if I do a thing I was gonna do elsewhere? Yeah. I think I'm okay with that. That means less room for the boys, though. I was gonna put some boys on here, but I may not have room. How unfortunate for me. I should probably think of like something to put in the background or something, right? I could do... I could just do like a bunch of dots or something. I don't know. If I really wanted to, I could probably just do like some paper texture. That seems like a pain. Turnip, no. How did, and you do not have to answer this, actually. But how did that other company work out after MeUndies decided to start making NFTs? Or whatever? Are they like good? So I was considering trying them. Now that my usual place is gone to the dark side. They're comfy? Oh dang. I'm gonna have to try them for sure now then. Nope. I do this every time when I draw an S and it always looks bad. Unless it's that like... Unless it's that S. Everybody can do that one. Worth a try though. Okay, I'll have to try them. What do I use to play stream safe music? I use Spotify. And I play music from Chillhop. They have a YouTube channel that streams their music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But it's very similar to that, like any of those like lo-fi beats to study and relax to kind of channels. It's like that. But they have a program for creators to just use all of the songs that they stream. All you really have to do is sign up on their website that says, hey, I'm a creator and I want to use some music for stuff. And they'll be like, okay, cool. Just put this thing in the description of your YouTube videos or whatever, and you'll be fine. I think you have to like grant permission on Twitch or something as well if you're streaming. But overall, it's pretty painless. And they have a YouTube, or not a YouTube, a Spotify station that just has all their music on it. So I just use that and then have OBS just capture that window while it's open in the background. The adverse side effect of this is that I'm constantly recommended lo-fi beats whenever searching for music on Spotify. Which is sometimes not what you want. And speaking of things you don't want on Spotify, I've been seeing a lot of people do that thing where they're like, I'm deactivating my account because of that dude with the podcast that for some reason people listen to still. And I hope it just lets them change their minds soon, because I don't want to have to re-get a whole other music streaming service for the amount of music I listen to all the time. It's such a hassle. But I saw that stupid podcast recommended to me, and I was like, why do they even still have podcasts on this app? I've never once listened to a podcast on Spotify. Although they did recommend a podcast to me that I listened on a separate podcast app, and I did like it. It was very good. Shouts out to Old Gods of Appalachia. If you're into spooky podcasts, give that one a try. It's pretty good. They should. I still don't know how it's like such a popular podcast. I never really saw the appeal, but I mean, I guess everybody likes stuff, right? So maybe it's just not for me. Maybe I'm not the target demo. That's always an important perspective, to remember that sometimes things are not for you. But also at the same time, if it's just like not good, like in a in the type of way that is harmful to others, not good, I should say, then like it doesn't really matter who it's for. It should just not be on your platform. I feel like I'm gonna get on a soapbox here if I continue down this path, so let me stop. In other news, how's everyone doing? Rather than me potentially walk down a street I don't want to. Gets a soapbox. No. Everyone's friends here. No soapbox. No divisive soapbox. I just want everyone to be happy. Not everyone's a... Yeah, that's fair. And I too am hardwired into the spoofy. There's apparently a site that lets you transfer easily all of your like libraries and things to like Apple Music or whatever, or vice versa. But then I have to go to Apple Music, and I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I guess it would be okay, because I'd get to use, like, Siri on stuff, but, like, then I have to be on Apple Music. I don't know if I want to do that. What do I listen to podcasts on? I just listen to podcasts on the default podcast app on my phone. The iTunes one, because I have an iPhone. And sometimes it's alright with its recommendations. The most recent spooky podcast I was listening to was recommended on that app. Shouts out to The White Vault if you're looking for a differently themed spooky podcast. That one was pretty great, like when I found it, because it was like just when everything was starting to like actually get cold and snow was happening. And it's all about like a group of researchers getting trapped in the snow. So I was like, tight, sick. Love that. It made all the like rides much colder feeling as a result though, which was probably not their intent, but it was good for the ambiance, I guess. I don't know. Does it feel too much like McDonald's? Feels like a loaf of bread. I like the bread M. It's staying. I was gonna redraw it, but now I'm attached. But that was another one that I'm struggling to determine if it's just not for me. Because it has a second season where it's like the premise of the show is like about a research team, like an international research team, right? Getting trapped in a place. So the second season is like a different group of people, I assume also getting trapped in a place, but I haven't gotten very far into the second season. But one of the things that is like interesting about the show is since it's like an international team, they all kind of speak their own languages, but it's like procreate, please. The show is told in like a found footage kind of way where someone's like reading a bunch of logs and playing back a bunch of audio recordings. So the conceit of it is that the recordings had to be in one of three languages, one of which is English, which I speak. And then any of their like personal recordings or whatever, or personal notes. Is it because I'm charging? Is that why sometimes that does that? Any of their like personal notes could be in their like native language, and then the person reading would just like translate, or it would do this thing where they like start reading in, for example, one of the researchers is German, so she would like start reading something in German, and then after a couple lines it would be English again. But in the second season, a lot of the team is like Spanish or of Latin descent. And I don't speak Spanish. And a lot of the Spanish stuff just isn't translated. So I'm like not sure if I'm missing out on a bunch of things or if I just need to be like, this isn't for me and I don't need to be upset about this. I wish I spoke Spanish. Apparently I have a lot of Spanish speaking followers and things. So it's always interesting to see like Spanish comments. But then I'm usually like, I don't understand, I'm sorry. I don't want that to touch actually. Oh, and yes, emotes. A lot of the animated ones are just ones from Giphy. Little stickers that I've made because I didn't feel like making a whole new animation. But I wanted you guys to have fun emotes. Also, Jinx, hello, thank you. To be mad at things that aren't about me. Well, if you talk to some folks, They would definitely agree. But as someone who spends far too much time online, I would be inclined to disagree. I'm incredible. Hello. What a fun name.
A fine kind of bear he turned out to be.
Silver.
He didn't even know how to act like a bear.
Thank you for the subscription. And yeah, typography, woo! I work with type like all day, so I usually hate doing it on my own. Mostly also because type is always like one of the things that I was like weakest at when learning graphic design stuff. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like I still kind of pack those bags, you know? Still kind of have that baggage. It may not necessarily be as true, but it still feels true some of the time. And that's okay. Everybody's good at their own things, you know? But I hope you have a wonderful time at work, Silver. Thank you for dropping in. Somehow that turned out in a way I don't hate. But it is large, so I'm gonna shrink it a little more. Let's put it here. Our bear friend is gonna have one less little star, but that's fine. He's a star on his own. Remembering all the terms. The terms, I think, were the easy part for me. I'm just like, it's always an afterthought. Or like, it used to be, it still kind of is sometimes. Like when it comes to illustration type stuff that I'm doing, it's usually a secondary concern. And I think that's why it is weaker. The only thing holding the stream together, it's true. Without the bear, I am nothing. Look at this, friend. What a delight. Any stabilization? Not really. I don't think so, anyway. How do I check that? It's this, right? Yeah, so there's like a tiny amount. It's like 38-ish%. Which means it does a tiny bit, but not really anything. A lot of it's just kind of like practice, though. I just do this too much. Where's that palette that has the bear colors in it? I think it's this. Up to the top with you. Just got crooked hands. Nah, it's all about attitude. Getting smooth lines is all about just kind of like choosing a direction and committing to it. And also like kind of going, like, you can't be hesitant about it. You gotta be kind of like quick and move in a fluid motion. That's how you get fluid lines. In my experience anyway. I don't know. Sometimes people are different. But for me, that's how it's always been. You kind of have to just like decide, okay, I'm doing this line now. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you're on digital, so just hit undo. It's different when you're doing a physical thing. You just kind of have to hope for the best. But when it's digital, you can get away with a lot. I think he's this color. Oh man, what color is this bear? I think it's this. I think it might be this. It's one of these. It's not this. We're just gonna keep putting colors in it until it makes sense. But first we're gonna fill it with this color. I think it's lighter than this. This feels too red. Up. Definitely too red. Okay. Up. Maybe it's this. I think it's this one. It's coral, hence the name. I mean, you're right. I just couldn't remember which one. You not wrong when you right. You not wrong when you right. I need to choose a color for the lines. Let's go with this. Yeah. There's a friend. Random hello. Greetings and salutations. Right, but you could lose the attitude. No, I'm just joshing you. Everyone loves a little tood, my dude. Gotta keep that spice. But I do want to move these things. Move them here. Yeah. Wait. No. I'm gonna do the stars first. They're going to be the same color as he is. Because that'll make things easier for me later when I have to come up with some sort of color palette for the background. The 90s were a tubular time. Also, that reminds me of a thing that I was going to talk about probably on a stream long ago, but forgot. This one show that is over now that I really enjoyed, called Station 11. Very good. If you have HBO, check it out. I'm not going to say anything about it, but there are a lot of like Shakespeare-related things that occur. I guess I will say something. The main character does a lot of Shakespearean acting. So because of that, there's a lot of things that are in reference to Shakespeare plays and a lot of like quotes that occur. So when it was over and I was sad that there was no more show for me to watch, I was like, let me go check out some Shakespeare stuff and maybe it'll give me an excuse to come back and watch this show again. So I watched Hamlet on Apple TV because I have a free trial of that currently at the moment. With Denzel. It's pretty good. I dug it. You should check it out if you have that thing. It's very visually striking. And they still use the like Shakespearean dialogue, which is what I was more interested in. But then I was like, hey, I remember a thing that used to also do that with Shakespearean dialogue, and that was Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's find that. And it turns out you can watch that on YouTube. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to watch it. And God, it was so 90s. It took me like, I had to stop it a couple times and be like, can everyone just please chill for a second? Like, how did anyone deal with any ads or anything going on in the 90s where everyone's just like constantly in your face? And I'm like, ugh, this is a sensory overload. Please, I'm begging you, someone chill. It was very goofy though. My favorite thing about it is the since they also used the Shakespearean dialogue and there's like a lot of like references to swords and things, but that doesn't make sense because it's like a quote unquote modern retelling of it, right? So it's like the 90s, and I'm just gonna fill this whole thing in with this color and worry about it later. So in the 90s, people don't use swords most of the time. So their way of getting around that was just making all of their guns called swords or daggers or something like that. And I thought that was very clever and stupid. It's my favorite thing about that whole movie, to be honest. Five less puka shell necklaces. It's true. Oh, Crossfire was a good ad. Because it was true. You will, in fact, get caught up in the crossfire. The soundtrack do slap also. It was good. But also watching it again, and then seeing, like, I watched it and then went to Twitter and immediately started seeing DiCaprio memes suddenly randomly. And I was like, oh, he was a baby in this film. He was but a wee child. I was like, dang, Romeo's real sad for so young, I guess. Sock and Boppers was good times. Also good jingles. Okay, so I'll figure out the rest of those colors in a minute. But first I'm going to move this up a little bit. We can turn that off. I will do a layer below him. Baby Zac Efron, oh my. Teens are overdramatic in any time period. That is factual. Although immediately before watching this stream, I watched the latest Euphoria, and y'all, man, if you're not watching that show, teens are wild. At least the teens in Euphoria High School or whatever it's called. I love seeing people call it that on Twitter. That's like my favorite. But yeah, last episode was good. Zendaya, she's a really good actress, actually, in case you were wondering. If anyone ever debates that again, I'm just going to point them to that episode, because it was very good. The acting and stuff. Waiting for it to be done so you can binge it. I don't blame you. The only reason that I didn't do that is because I can't stop seeing memes about it on Twitter all the time. So I was like, I guess I need to watch this now, otherwise the internet will spoil it. Actors that isn't overrated or underrated. Yeah, I feel that. After this performance, though, I'm definitely like, she should be in more things. Because it was good. I think I want at least some of this to be this color. So let me make this a clipping mask. And everything lately. Yeah. She's so hot right now. She's in everything. That was my like half committal, whatever that character's name is in Zoolander. I like started to it and I was like, I'm not gonna do this voice properly, so let me stop. Okay, so I need like this or up here. And let's go with like this color for here. Angling to one of your friends. That's fair. There's so many dang services these days. It's hard to keep track. I personally am a fan of the rotation method, where you just kind of get a service for a while, watch the things that are on it, and then wait for the month to run out and get a different service. And watch everything on that. And rinse and repeat until there are not things you want to watch anymore. Let's bring this about here, I think. That seems like the middle. Sure. Okay. I need a background for this friend. I think I just want it to be like a repeating background of some kind. Oh, let's just make it a whole lot of colors, because I can't decide on which one I want. Wiggly. Wiggly. Oh, nope. Let's go like this. Oh no, I forgot to make that a new layer. Okay. There is more of this than there is of that, I'm aware. But I'm hoping it won't matter. It does not, as it turns out. Dang. What do I want for the repeating nonsense I have behind here? We need something. Gotta have something back there. Do I want to just do like pencils? That seems lame. Pencils. What if I just do, I don't know, little sprinkles? Is that anything? Is that something? Sprinkles? It's not. I've decided. It is not, in fact, something. Let's do... Oh, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna make a new pattern, y'all. Unchanged Apple Pen. I think you mean uncharged. I can hear your sass from here, Jinx. How dare. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna make some friends, actually. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Diagonal pinstripes would be the easy way out. But that's not what we're doing. This needs to be a little bit smaller. Wait. Oh, I wasn't sure if I made that on a new layer or not. I kind of like the idea of just doing like very simplified versions of them. Oops. I don't need a new layer just yet. Where everybody gets little dot eyes and not just Tank. Miniature American flags. Okay. This is the part. We're making patterns is interesting, to say the least. So we need to drag this exactly halfway up. And this one needs to go exactly halfway down. Merge down, duplicate again. And it needs to go exactly on the half here. And exactly on the half over here. And now look at that, all that extra space we got for our 3 additional friends. Can merge that back down. Obsessed with making patterns in Procreate. It's fun. Something like that, I think. Got a hat for our boy. See you later, random. Thank you for stopping by. Dang it. Maybe I just don't draw noses on them. I think that might be what I do here. I guess except for I say that and then have to draw Felix, who is like literally only nose and mouth, and that's it. Scribbles. I'll remember what that is for sure, probably. I was gonna make it so he was looking, but I do like this not looking at anything in particular face. It's very good. So this needs to be, first of all, it needs to be smaller. And it needs to come over a little bit more. Something like that, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna do what I should have done in the beginning, which is actually make these lined appropriately, I guess. I used this color, I think. So let's do that. Nope, wait, hold on. There we go. I've decided I hate this chin shape after all. I don't like this chin shape either. This one feels better. New phone background. Maybe I will do that and turn this into a thing. I just realized you're not going to be able to see this in the time lapse for the other one, which is unfortunate. Should I just put up 2 time lapses today? Please advise. Should I just edit it into one? They would both probably be pretty fast at that point, though, I think. Let's come back to that. More content. Okay. Who am I to say no to some hashtag capital C content? Not the capital C. Oh wait, I just realized since I've been drawing all of these sketches in like this almost white, have you guys been able to see them or no? Is this like a super magical reveal now that I'm putting these lines down? Faint but visible. I guess that's fine. I'm gonna flip horizontally because it's easier for me to draw their goofy faces this way. Where are the nails? They're gone. No, I'm just kidding. We're working on a thing that's a part of the nails. Oh, that's why this looks weird. That was weird. Nope. Dang, that would have been perfect too. Make sure this isn't coming off. Sometimes when it skips like that, it's because the nib, the little tip of the pencil, is loose. That was not the case this time, though. Good night, Tizzle. Thank you for hanging out. Get some rest. I hope you have wonderful dreams. Mentioned me at a meetup? Well, I appreciate the shout out then. I thought I fixed that and I made it worse. Okay. Rawls looks so weird without a nose. And I forgot Jesse's beard. And Perkray's doing that thing where it won't let me move it around. At this point, I'm not sure if it's because it's me or if it's because of my iPad. Or if it's because of Procreate. It could easily be any of those. It is going to be all the boys. I wanted to put them on there somewhere and I couldn't find a good spot for them, so they're just going to be all over the dang place. Those dang boys. Always being all over the place. This could probably come further back. You getting tattooed on Wednesday? Nice. What you getting? Parents will kill you if you get a tattoo. It's understandable. Parents be like that, you know? I've been wanting to get a tattoo lately, actually. I have like a vague idea for what I would want, but I have to draw it. He should have eyebrows. Thank you for the question. I was like, something about him. His face looks abnormally simple compared to the other ones. Simple farm boy who don't need no eyebrows. Don't need eyebrows to work on the farm. Ladybugs and trees? Oh, that sounds delightful. Head empty, no thank. Only dairy and dairy products. Procreate. Okay. He's like the King of the Hill propane and propane accessories thing, but only it's dairy. Gonna be on your arm. Sick. The one that I would like to get. I have like 3 that I want to get. But the one I want to do first would be on my wrist. He always looks so weird from like a 3/4 angle. His mohawk always just makes it a little weird. It's times like this that makes me want to give him a different hairstyle. Be able to see it. No, it'll be the other wrist, Rico. I wasn't going to, or I was going to give him a nose, but now I kind of don't want to. Just for the sake of like consistency. See it when Procreate starts acting up. I mean, I guess so. I would rather it didn't do that, but, you know. But also, this is just like a thing that I would like to happen. It's not a thing that's necessarily going to happen. Because I have to, A, draw it, then B, find a person to draw it on me that I feel comfortable in trusting that with, you know? I imagine as a tattoo artist, like other artists could be a huge pain to work with. Just because of how permanent a tattoo is, that like if someone else is gonna draw a thing that I drew on me, I would want it to be like, alright, but you gotta make it like this way exactly though. Otherwise I'll like resent it a little bit. And be like, I could have done it better if I only had the tools. Even though that's probably not true. His head looks so small. Or maybe it's just Felix has a big head. Let's get this boy in here a little closer. Okay, can turn that off. Do these seem about the same size? Not quite. Ah! I think he needs to be a little bigger. And he needs to be bigger. And now Jesse's too small. And I didn't fix Roz's beard. So let me do that really fast. That would have been an annoying thing to notice in about 7 other steps from now. Likely be overly critical. Yeah, probably. But at the same time, it's like... probably a good thing that I would be able to stop like partway through the process and be like, I think I'm gonna go with somebody else. As far as my understanding of how the process goes, that is still a thing you can do until they start actually putting the needle on you. At which point, then it probably becomes a little too late. Although you could always get it like covered up by somebody else later, but that's not the point. That seems about good. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna just group all these together and turn that off for now. And I'm also going to save this layer. That's fine. So that if I decide I want to make changes later, I can just kind of come back to that layer again later on. Ah, wait. There we go. These magnet tools are quite helpful. It's one of the reasons that I enjoy doing patterns in Procreate over other programs. Okay, so I can merge those now. And we want these boys to be about here, I guess. And again, we're going to save one for later. So now, if I duplicate this again, I should be able to do the same thing and end up with the layer I started with, right? But with these other friends kind of in the way. Looking good. Okay. So now that I know it works, I can start filling in some of this extra space with stuff. Double tap my skin and undo it. If only. Little square sandpaper. Oh no. Ugh. Thank you, SoCal. I appreciate that. What do I want to put in here? I guess little sparkles, right? Is that something? That feels like a waste. We're gonna do little bears instead. Jinx, we had the same idea. Do I sell any of my work? No, not usually. I should look into Imprint again, but last time I looked there, I couldn't use it because I usually work at a smaller size than they require of me. Which means I would have to adjust my settings for a new size, and anything older than my adjustments would not work. Accidentally does the finger zoom. That's funny. That's the other thing too, is that the idea that I have in my brain might be too complex for a small size. So I would need to work around that before going to find a person to try and figure out how they're gonna get a thing on my body. Because this is not a lot of space, you know? If I was larger, with heftier wrist muscles, then maybe that would work. But alas, I am small. I am but a humble lad. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this and put it over here, I guess. And then also one over here, because I can. And this will be another layer that I save for later, in case I need it again. So let's merge these down, merge this down. Oof. Actually shredded. Yeah, right. What inspires me? My thick lines. I have always like drawn with a heavy hand, and when working digitally, that usually means thicker outlines. So when working on a smaller person, you have more outline to person ratio. So I was like, let me try drawing people that aren't that small. And then as it turns out, it's fun to draw some huggable friends, you know? So I was like, oh, I'll just keep doing that. Dummy thick lines. Usually specialized micro tattoos? I didn't know that was a thing. You've taught me a term to Google. Thank you. And I can fill the rest of this space with little stars now. Chumby lines. Love when all the boys are together. I too enjoy when all the boys are together. It happens very rarely though. This might actually be like only the second time it's ever occurred. Yeah, I think the first time is that 2500 banner. Alright, let's just try this one again. And I think I'm gonna do it a little further this way as well. Trying to become a tattoo artist? That's cool. I'm like very unfamiliar with the process of that. I know at some point there's like a tattooing on pigs part though. Or is that a thing they don't do anymore? Oreos are super tasty, it's true. Nope. Nope. They're not super accessible. Like the pigs aren't? You can't just get like a whole pig from somewhere? And then like cook it later? Is that not a thing? Oranges and bananas or fake skin or your own skin? Your own skin seems like a high risk gamble. That's some devotion to your craft right there. Kyle, hello. This is just a background. We're just having some fun out here today. Wait. There's another spot I can fill. But I'm making a thumbnail for when these streams go up on YouTube. And it was looking boring, so I need to make a little something to spice it up. And that's what this is now. That looks full enough. I am not on the West Coast now. Oh no. Oh jeez. There we go. Something got shifted somewhere. Oh, it's this. Let's make sure there's not any other little sparkles that I can put someplace. Let's put one here. I'm gonna get rid of that one and make it this size. It's a rite of passage. That makes sense. I imagine it's like a once you're confident enough in your abilities thing, you just kind of do it. I think that's fine. I did left and right, so let's do Up and down. Ah. No. No reference, only merge. Good night, Jinx. Thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful evening. And yes, no time for noses. No noses for these lads. Tattoo artist who does friend-shaped boy tattoos. That sounds fun. You should send me a link later and I will check them out. There's also a tattoo artist that I follow on Instagram whose name escapes me at the moment. But they do like full body tattoos that are all very beautiful. I wish I remembered their name so I could like shout them out and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Ah!
I like being a bear.
SoCal, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Okay, hold on. What am I doing? Need to copy this layer. And then I can go back to my thumbnail. I forgot about this cute this cute bear friend. And then I can paste it in here. Oh no! It copied the background. I don't want that. Okay, let's try that again. Copy. It used to be that hitting copy canvas only copied the current layer, so I guess they changed it. Paste. Where's the halfway? Here's the halfway. Alright, let me turn off all this other stuff. So I can do this without royally messing it all up. Come on. There we go. Oh. 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 Yeah. Oh. Oh. Wait. Patterns are so much fun, you guys. When they work, they're so good. Such a delight to see. Okay, so now I can flatten this all down into one layer. And let's make it this color. So we're gonna make it like this, and then kind of tone it down some. What if I go the other way, actually? Ooh, color burn's fun. Yeah. 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 Oh, I love it. So there we go. We got us a thumbnail now. Oh. You love to see it. And just for funsies, I'm going to, let me do it with this brush actually. Gonna make a square. Something like that, I think. And in fact, I think I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Where's that center line? There it is. I'll set this to, I guess, multiply. It doesn't really matter. This square is going to be where I put like the finished drawing from the stream. Pattern with the gradient on some undies. Oh boy. But yeah, so I'm gonna put the finished drawing, which is usually a square, over top of this. So all I really need to do is make sure that the square I've drawn is small. So I can just kind of copy and paste. Here, actually, I'll just grab something. I think this was the last stream. So if I copy canvas and then go back, I can, in theory, just paste it on there, and this will be the thumbnail. Isn't that fun? We got all our YouTube needs figured out. I did it, it's true. But yeah, just for you guys, let's make some adjustments to the pattern. I think it was this and color burn, yes? Oh wait, I guess this won't work. I wanted to do that thing you said where I put the pattern on a color, but that's not going to work actually, because the color would need to repeat itself. Here's a thought. That might work. Now we're just freestyling. We're just experimenting out here. I'm actually going to turn that off, and I'll turn this back on for a second. I want this to be a little smaller. I have no idea if this is going to work. Just so everybody is aware of that with me also. Take my work to a con? Maybe. I feel, I don't know. I always kind of disqualify myself with that sort of thing because I feel like the type of things that people want to see at a con are like fan art and stuff, and I don't usually do fan art and stuff because I like way add too much pressure to myself when I do fan art. I'm always like, it has to be perfect. It has to be accurate. It must be the real thingy. Which is usually not true. Okay. So let's try something and see if it works. I don't know that it will. I'm gonna save those for later. And what I think I want to do is, first of all, I want this to be bigger and, of course, centered. So that I can do that same pattern thing. I'm gonna save that one for later. Alright, so this tells me that this is far too small. And I can turn that off. Maybe this size? Maybe this is good. Oops. I need these two actually. So we gotta bring it down. And then we gotta bring this one up. My goal here is to have these kind of touch. I guess it's kind of hard for you guys to see. I need this ring and this ring to be very close. But I keep getting afraid that I'm going to make it too big and then they'll overlap, which is not what I want. But maybe I do just need it to be the size of the canvas. Maybe it do be like that. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller just so I can get this situated. Wait, that one. Pull that down. Pull this one up. Yeah, we kind of did it. Merge down. Pull this one over here. And pull this one over here. Okay, I just had this thought, and it may work, it may not. But what if I just do this move? Ho ho. What if this happens? A little bit smaller. Yeah. Not quite there, actually. That might be okay. 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 Alright. Okay. Let's see. The moment of truth time. So now that we have all those colors from that gradient before, I should, in theory, be able to blur them. And then sort of have this gradient repeat itself. Right? Like if I bring this halfway over and bring this halfway over, they should still line up. And they do. So that's cool. The problem here is A, you can't see it, but B, it's just going to be like polka dots on top of everything. Which might be cool, I don't know. I guess it depends on which boys I want to be orange and which ones I don't. Oops. Maybe that's fine. Let's turn this up a little bit more. So yeah, I guess I'll I'll put this pattern up on Redbubble later and see how it looks on stuff, and if it looks fine, then you can in fact purchase a thing that has all the boys on it or something. But if not, I'll just make this background like a solid color and that'll be it. Unfortunately, but that's the plan. I don't know if it's like the best. It's the one that I use at the moment, but I might have to do some research to find other places. One of the reasons that I like Redbubble is that you can kind of, like, they have a lot of things you can put stuff on. Whereas like other places you'll get like a decent handful of things. But Redbubble might be pricier. I don't know. I like make no money from anything on Redbubble. I just do it for the sake of seeing my patterns on stuff. It's always fun, you know, and you know, people can purchase them out in the wild, but I don't usually make that much money from it, so I don't really have a preference as to where I put stuff. Trustable to purchase things from there? I mean, I haven't been told otherwise. I haven't figured out if some other place is more or less reputable, I suppose, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so this was really the only thing I had planned to do for the stream. And now that it's done, I'm pleased with it. I think it'll be kind of nice. But I don't know, that feels like a really quick stream. So y'all want to do some more faces? Let's do some more faces. That was fun the last time. Which boy should I draw today? And also, what expressions should I draw them doing? I guess. An angry boy. Which boy? It can't be Tank because we just did him last time. So it has to be somebody new. Has to be Jesse. Felix is immune to expressions. He has like 3 he can do. He's very stoic, but that's part of his charm. Okay, angry Jesse it is. Angry Jesse is usually pretty fun to draw, actually. I use he, him pronouns. We've got some like pure rage on this boy this time. Oh, wait, I should have drawn this from the other side. His hair is always kind of awkward for me to draw from this side. Which is why you usually see him facing the other way. That's a little insider tip for you. So when you see him facing this direction, know that I'm slightly annoyed about it. You'll love to see it. Okay. Give me another expression. I'll put this one up here, I think. We need another face for this boy to make. I probably should have asked this question sooner. I'm just not remembering there's a delay for the chat. Oops. Some H-word face, boy. Maybe not that. This also just kind of looks embarrassed, though. So I don't know. I mean, I guess for him it's the same thing. I forgot to fill in that circle up there. Oops. I forgot these are all in a single layer. I had to move him for his little hair thing. I don't like his shoulders like that. I thought I might, but I decided against it. I don't know. I don't feel very good about these eyes. That's better. I can live there for now. Okay, betrayed, you said. Oh, betrayed's a good expression, just like in general. Oops. I needed to erase that because his nose is too big. Betrayed is a hard one, I think. But I think that's part of what makes it so good, you know? See you later, SoCal. Thank you for stopping by. Hmm. Having a hard time with this mouth shape. I think that'll be good though. A little bit smaller. What was the next one? Scared? I think it was scared. Ugh. Yeah, okay. Scaredy boy. Scaredy boy. While I'm moving this around, what next? I think I have probably enough room for like 2 more. Smug. Smug is a good one. I'm gonna put this here and erase some of these other lines. I think I like did literally this face for Tank. So I have to find a different way of doing smug. Tank was like comically Monopoly Man smug. Jesse's brand of smug is more like the dude who actuallys you online. Oop. We'll give him like a little pointer finger of like a, well actually if you read the novels that the show is based on, actually this character is more like this. He's that guy. Maybe I don't have enough room for 2. I thought I might. But maybe not. I guess we only got 5. I could try and make room for more if anyone had another idea. Satisfaction. Oh, satisfaction would be good though. Alright, I'll make room. I'm not gonna do embarrassed because that's like every other drawing of him is embarrassed. But I think I have enough room for satisfaction. He's an actually dude, but likable. Oh, last time I did one of these, I mentioned a bunch of little details about Tank, so I guess I can do the same for Jesse here. One of them is his hair always alternates. So we got one that goes up, one that goes down, one that goes up, one that goes down. And it just kind of repeats until I run out of space. There's not like a set number of those things. Make this a little smaller. Other drawing for the YouTube thumbnails, it is done already. I'm gonna do some like liner type stuff for this, just real quick. But then I will Hello? Can you hear me now? I'm using my headset mic now. Whoops. I don't know what the deal is with my other microphone. It just kind of stopped. I think there might be a short in the cable, which is unfortunate. It means I'll have to like buy some equipment now. RIP to me. Oh well. You'll just have to deal with slightly less crisp audio for my vocals, I guess. My condolences and apologies. I'll have to take some time to figure out what the deal is. Hopefully I don't have to buy a whole bunch of stuff, because that means then I'll have to wait for it to arrive. And or just have to use my headset until then, I guess. You guys can hear me alright though, right? I sure hope so. One of the worst things about having random tech problems is that whenever I ask for feedback, I have to wait an amount of time because of the delay from chat. And it's stressful. I think I'm on the lowest possible delay too, which is extra unfortunate for me. I don't know why the delay is so long. Someone who knows about Twitch drama. Why is the delay on Twitch so long? I assume that's the cause. Man, so bummed about this microphone situation. Everything was going so smooth. I feel like that's how it always is for me on Twitch though. Anytime I have a stream that feels like it's going well, some kind of tech problem arises and ruins my day. Not too bad? Okay. It sounds completely different for me because with the mic that I usually use, I have there's like a headphone jack in the mic so I can monitor the audio directly, but there's not one for my headset. So I don't know exactly how it sounds. Who did it? I don't know. They just told me betrayed. I didn't come up with a story. His microphone betrayed him by suddenly stopping. You gotta laugh, you know. That's a thing that my grandparents would always say, that has gotten me through a number of tough times, is that if it's gonna be funny later, it ought to be funny now. So if it's like a situation that, like, when you look back on it, is gonna be like, oh man, what a crazy story, then in the moment you should be able to take a breath and be like, oh man, this is a crazy thing that's happening, and not get too upset about it. It saved an entire trip for me one time when we got a very bad Airbnb and then had to find new accommodations in the middle of PAX East. Like the day of. Pretty comical time. Did I do a scheming one? I don't think I did. I should have. Unfortunately though, I am all out of space at this point, so I can't fit a new one. Save it for Cecil. Called the Kubrick stare? Wait, were you not the one who mentioned that? Whoever suggested it called it the Kubrick stare. Yeah, Jesse's a grumpy boy usually, but he's not normally very angry. So it's surprisingly more rare to draw him this way than I realized at first initially. Like he's usually just kind of upset in general, but not usually livid like this. Doesn't come up as often. He used to be that way around Tank a lot, and then he just kind of got used to Tank's shenanigans, I suppose. He has a jaw. That's the thing, right? With character shapes, is harsher angles usually lead to like more aggressive, action-y poses. So he looks angrier when he has more angles on his jaw, I guess. Because if it was the usual soft roundness, it would just kind of look like he's upset, but not necessarily like this mad, right? At least that's my thought process there for that. In Woof. Oh yeah. Forgot about the little star for the uwu face. Yeah, I think I got everything on that one. I decided his scared face needed more curves on the mouth there. What kind of scream? I don't know. Just like a pure, genuine terror kind of scream, you know? If not for the fact that it's like almost midnight, I might attempt one. But it's too late to be doing all that. Not everybody's a night owl. Some folks are sleeping. gotta be mindful of that. One of the fun things about doing these sorts of things, these sorts of drawings, where it's like a bunch of sketchy things. I'm gonna do that one last because I like that one a lot. Is that they get more fast as you go, because I'm at this point kind of like warmed up to how his face is, you know? Definitely a fun exercise to do every now and again, right? All you guys out there with OCs, try this one out sometime. I promise it'll be fun. Not the lip bite. Oh wait, I forgot his beard in this one. And I forgot his little face freckle, mole, whatever. His little beauty mark thing. Whatever you want to call it. Those Tummy Tuesday pics. That does seem like something that would happen, actually. It would be like the sort of thing where he would be like, normally I would ask Felix this, but he's not around because Felix is at work or something. I don't know. But then he like sends him the wrong picture, and then they both end up embarrassed. Wouldn't that be silly? If any of them swear, who swears the most? Jesse, 100%. Hands down. No contest. And I'm gonna do this on a new layer before I completely forget about it. I keep leaning into the microphone that's not plugged in anymore. Like it's gonna do something. Last time I filled everything in with just his skin tone, but I can't really do that for this boy because he'd be wearing shirts. So I'm gonna grab this color, which, fun fact, used to always be his shirt color. But as you can see by how low it is in my assortment of color palettes, I haven't used it in quite some time for his shirt. Angry Jesse be bleeping a lot, it's true. Remember the blue shirt era? It was a different time. I'm just gonna fill in the skin tone for all of them and then come back for the other stuff. This poor child. I do still try to use this blue for his shirt every now and again, but it has not been with the same frequency that it was at first. Initially, his like go-to shirt color was gonna be his, like the same color as his hair. But as it turns out, that's like a very annoying color to work with a lot of the time. So at this point it's just like, well, I don't want to do that for everything on him, but it can stay his hair, I guess. But initially he was going to be like a I only dress in black kind of person. Until that became unsustainable and annoying. I just remembered I'm going to put hair color on top of skin color, so I don't need to worry about the hair as much as I had been. I forgot about his beard again. I didn't really plan out this hand, to be honest. It was more of just like a reactionary. Like if you're actualing somebody, I feel like you need to have that hand in there somewhere, right? His earrings are nice. I'm glad that you like them. Actually, let's do this first. Those, clipping mask. Unfortunately, I'm not doing my usual shenanigans where everything is a clipping mask. Which means I actually have to kind of sort of stay in the lines somewhat when doing the hair. I mean, usually I only really have to stay in the lines on the part that's like next to his face. Stretch. For a grade, please. There we go. Good enough. Oh yeah. I mentioned earlier that I don't like drawing him from this side. And the reason is because of his hair. Specifically this area right here. Because he has one little curl on this side and also the little cowlick on this side. So when they're on the far side of his head, it looks weird to me, usually. Even though it may not necessarily be. But that is why. Who do I think will be the next boy? I don't know. I don't usually plan for them to occur, they just sort of happen on their own. Where it's just like, oh, I want to draw thing. And then I come up with a reason to draw thing. Or like character with trait. That's how all of them started except for Tank. Like for Jesse it was, I want to draw a person with glasses. For Kai it was a person with tattoos. For Junior it was a person with tan lines. Actually, I think Cecil was not necessarily one that I wanted to draw like with a trait in mind. I did want him to have the hair color he has, but his was less about physical characteristics and more about a personality trait. Like I just wanted someone who was kind of not nice. And that's where Cecil came from. Kind of guy who's just like a real jerk. Ah. But yeah, so far I haven't really had the desire for something like that. Which means there hasn't needed to be a new friend yet. But once that changes, you can rest assured you will see a new face probably. Oh, that was everybody. Okay. I'm gonna do this for here, but I don't want it to be quite as dark as it is in the Rage one, only because I don't have all of these lines finished in his mouth on this one. So you lose a little bit of that effect. Well, actually, it's not bad. I'll keep it. This is really the only one where his eyes are fully green, I guess. Part of me wants to like add some bloodshotness to this face in particular, but it feels like an extra detail that I don't really need. Love the sounds of the waves. I'm glad. I think it helps make everything a little more chill, you know? And also makes sense considering those boys over there are watching the water. School has been stressful. I'm sorry to hear that. School can be a stressful time. But don't worry, you've got it. I believe in you. You can ace that exam or present that project or whatever it is that you've got going on in your school life. I think, oh, I'll do this with this color. It's a project. Unlucky. But don't worry, you got it. I believe in you. Just like I also believe that this is now a done drawing. Beautiful segue. Way to go, me. And I guess I should sign one of these things that I've drawn today since I've drawn so many. So let's sign this one. Wow, I really did draw 3 things for this one stream. That's surprising to me. let's mess around with gradient maps just to see what happens. Sure. I usually do this one for warm things, so let's try it on this and see what happens. Not terrible. But there we go, friends. I think this will do it for me today. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted at all. There we go. Get rid of our one little thing down here. And that'll be it for this time. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. It's been a fun one. We did a lot of things today. And I also have to figure out if my microphone is in need of parts. The main struggle that I have about it is that I bought this mic with the intention of it's like an in-between mic for a very, usually those high quality ones you need an XLR connection or whatever, which I don't have, but this microphone has both of those things, and the USB cable is the part that is not currently working. Which means I might have to get that XLR upgrade stuff that I've been putting off getting. And it should work after that. But yeah, I guess that's it for me. I should be back again on Wednesday probably. Maybe with this mic, maybe with the one that I would prefer to use. Who can say? Tune in on Wednesday, I guess, and find out. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Go out and do something cool for somebody. And I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Oh, as always, you can find all these drawings on Twitter and Instagram. I always forget to say that part, but I'm in those places as well. And also you can watch older streams on YouTube, which is the point of the thing we drew today. So you can check those out. I'm the same name there too. Okay. I think that's all, so I'm gonna end the stream now, I guess. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, farewell, goodbye, goodbye, farewell, see you later, goodbye.